welcome to Staffworks Explained. If you are here for the first time, please consider subscribing to this channel. You can also watch other videos that you have made in this channel. In today's video, we'll be talking about Kenya's long-delayed oil dream moving from to execution phase. Here, we'll examine the latest developments in Kenya's onshore oil sector. We'll focus on Gulf Energy acquisition of high-quality drilling rig for South Lokichar Basin, the implication that these will have for project execution, as well as timelines, and what this signals about country's readiness to move into commercial oil production. After more than a decade of exploration, negotiations, and missed timelines, Kenya's onshore oil ambitions are entering a different phase. The decision by Gulf Energy to secure a high-capacity onshore drilling rig on a long-term lease signals a shift from planning to execution for South Lokichar Basin project in Turkana County. The Gulf Energy has leased $15 million onshore rig from Great Wall Drilling Company (GWDS) in the United Arab Emirates, a move designed to significantly increase drilling capacity or capability ahead of scheduled production activities. In a capital-intensive oil project, such commitments are rarely symbolic. They reflect confidence that the project is moving beyond uncertainty to delivery. The rig and what it represents. The rig in question is GW70, which is a 1,500 horsepower onshore unit previously deployed by Abu Dhabi National Oil Company, ADNOC. Rigs of this class are not acquired for appraisal or experimental drilling. They are selected for development-grade operations, drilling production wells, handling deeper reservoirs, and maintaining higher operational efficiency. From a project management perspective, the choice of such a rig suggests that subsurface uncertainties have been sufficiently reduced. The South Lokichar reservoirs have already been appraised after several years, and technical focus has now shifted toward execution logistics, drilling schedules, workforce readiness, and supply chain alignment. Let's not talk about timeline, or we talk about timeline, discipline, and operational readiness. According to the project timelines, the rig is expected to arrive in Port of Mombasa before the end of March 2026. With commissioning targeted for June 2026, drilling operations are planned to commence in July 2026, with first oil projected by December 1st, 2026. These milestones are tightly sequenced. In large energy projects, such scheduling reflects integrated planning across transport, custom clearance, site preparation, and contract mobilization. Any slippage in one segment cascades through the entire timeline. The fact that Gulf Energy is already locking in equipment ahead of parliamentary ratification indicates that back-end planning is well advanced. Notably, the political and regulatory question now comes in. Critically, all this is unfolding before Kenya Parliament has ratified the Field Development Plan, which is FDP. Under normal circumstances, final investment decisions of this scale follow regulatory approval, not precede it. This raises a legitimate question. Why commit capital now? That's a question that only Gulf Energy and the government can answer. In global and gas practice, early commitments are not unprecedented, but they are calculated risks. Investors sometimes proceed on the basis of these high advanced stage approvals, particularly where technical approvals are complete and political alignment is assumed. In this case, Gulf Energy may be signaling confidence that ratification is inevitable, or seeking to maintain momentum after years of delay that plagued the project under previous operators. However, this approach places pressure on policymakers. Any prolonged legislative delays will now carry tangible financial consequences, not just abstract timelines. From tallow to Gulf, how did this happen? A change in execution culture. The current momentum contrasts sharply with the experience under Tallow Oil, which discovered oil in Turkana in 2012, but struggled to transition from discovery to production. Challenges included funding constraints, shifting global oil prices, and difficulty aligning commercial government and community interests. Gulf Energy acquisition of the Turkana oil assets marked a turning point. Since taking over, the company has moved quickly to consolidate ownership, re-engage contractors, and commit capital. In project terms, this reflects a different risk appetite and execution philosophy, one more focused on delivery than prolonged optimization. What are the skills transfer and local capacity that this project brings? An important element of the lease experience is performance-based structure, which includes mandatory skills transfer to Kenya personnel. This is not merely a compliance feature. For 25 years project lifespan, local operation capacity is essential to cost control, safety, performance, as well as long-term sustainability. From an economic standpoint, this also strengthens project's domestic value proposition, extending benefits beyond government revenue into employment and technical capability. What does this mean to Kenya, or for Kenya for that matter? Taken together, the rig acquisition, farm timelines, contractor engagement, and capital commitments, these developments point to a project that has crossed a threshold. For that matter, Kenya's oil sector is no longer defined solely by discovery announcement and deferred decisions. It is entering a phase where delays carry measurable cost and progress is visible in still schedules as well as contracts. That said, the final development remains determinant, remains governance. Parliamentary ratification of the field development plan is now the critical path item. Without it, execution risks increasing despite technical readiness, and we know that the field development plan will be ratified anyway. In conclusion, we can say that Kenya has waited more than a decade to see its oil resources move from promise to production. The actions of Gulf Energy suggest that for the first time, the project is being treated as a delivery asset rather than a conception note. The coming month will test whether regulatory and political processes can match the pace now being set on the operational side. If they do, Kenya could finally join the ranks of oil-producing countries within the decade, not as speculative ambition, but as managed, executed project grounded in long-term investment logic. So thank you for reaching this far. If this is your first time here, please consider subscribing to this channel. You can watch other videos that we have made on this project and others in Kenya, Eastern Africa, and Africa at large. Thank you.